If you're thinking of buying or selling in Milton anytime soon, please watch this video because it can probably save you a little bit of stress and give you a little bit more knowledge on how the Milton real estate market is doing. So let's get right into the numbers. This is going to be a market update video for Milton for the month of January. So you can see here, the market has taken a big hit. The peak of the market was last year, March of 2022, and in Milton on the Toronto Real Estate Board, there were 248 homes sold. But ever since the rate hikes came in, like the Bank of Canada introduced the rate hikes around March and April of last year, it has been dropping consistently every single month. It has been going down. And usually, generally, even if you go back like 50 years, generally December is always the slowest month of the year because half the month is almost, like Christmas preparations and stuff. But January was even slower than December. In December, there were 72 homes sold in Milton and only 64 homes sold in the month of January. So if you compare that to the peak of the market is down 74%. Obviously, these are not prices because I always get some comments saying, hey, the prices are not down 74%. I think it's pretty obvious by the title. It says number of sales. But, there will always be somebody who complains about that. Now let's do a Fourier comparison, so you're comparing like apples to apples. So what I did was I picked the January of each year, so January 2020 all the way to January 2023. As I mentioned before, only 64 homes sold in Milton. That is a drop of 52% compared to January of 2022 when they had 132 homes sold. So the busiest January, pretty much like in every other market that I've covered, was January of 2021. So let's see what the prices have to say. How bad are the prices doing compared to every other market? Detached house in Milton back in 2020, you could get one for less than $1 million. In fact, it was right around the $960,000 range. Then it took a big jump, like over $200,000 jump to 1.2. Then it took an even bigger jump in just 1 year. You could have made about $300,000 or so on average. Keep in mind, these are average prices. So January of 2022, they were selling for about 1.5, and now it has dropped to 1.31. This is a detached house in Milton, and that is a drop of 16% when you compare it to last year. Let's look at freehold townhouses. Same thing with freehold townhouses, like insane amount of money, like jumping. So it was below 700, then it took like $150,000 jump in 1 year. Then it shot up again to 1.15, and now it has finally dropped below $1 million. This is for a freehold townhouse in Milton. So that is a drop of 20% in price when you compare to 2022. Condos managing a little bit better, just like every other market. Condos are hurting the least when you compare to the other types of homes. $514,000 for a condo back 4 years ago, then took a slight jump to $549,000, then took a huge jump to $709,000. Imagine making that much money on a condo in 1 year. And now they have dropped to about $650,000, and that is a drop of 8%. Now, also want to show you guys, like I mentioned before, I'm going to be sharing 4 key stats. Let me know if you find this stuff useful, because it takes me some time to prepare this, but if nobody cares about this stuff, then I won't waste your time. So the 4 key stats that I want to look at that might help you guys decide whether it's a good idea to buy or sell anytime soon. Number 1 is SNLR. I'm going to get into more details in a bit. Months of inventory. So back in January 2022, you only have half a month of inventory. So pretty much saying that if nothing else came up, it will only take half a month to sell everything out. Now that has dropped to over a month and a half. So you have 1 month extra of inventory compared to 2022. This one here is sale price to list price ratio. So basically it means that pretty much almost a guarantee, if you put something up for sale in January 2022, you were almost guaranteed that you're going to sell above asking price. But not just that, you were going to sell right around the 117% of asking price. So that's what that means. Right now they are selling pretty much at list price. So Milton's doing okay because some of the other cities I've covered, they've dropped to like 96% of asking price. Now, obviously, this is not like a scientific formula. because there's no rule that says you have to price your property at market value, right? It's the seller's house. They're free to do whatever they like. But I think this one is very important for sellers, especially because you want to know how long your house is going to take to sell, if it's going to sell at all, because not everything is selling. So back in 2022, it only took about 8 days for a house to sell, and now it's taking over 1 month. Now, a lot depends on what type of house you have and what kind of price you put on it. If you price everything to 2022 prices, it's just not going to sell. So please get yourself an honest agent who's going to show you guys these kinds of stats, like me. And it'll make your life a lot easier, because if your intention is to sell, what you don't want is somebody who just kind of is afraid to tell you, like, okay, this is how bad the market is. Because sometimes some agents, not all, some agents are scared to tell you because they think that, okay, if you guys know all the truth that how bad the market really is, then you might just not sell at all. So be careful, because what you don't want is, you just don't want to be wasting your time cleaning the house every day and then 4 months go by and the house doesn't sell. Now this one is, I think, the most important, SNLR. It just means sales to new listing ratio. So what it means is that, once again, this is not like a scientific formula, it's just more of a guideline. What it means is that how many listings are coming up and how many are selling, and the ratio in between them. So they say that if it's below 40%, it's a buyer's market. If it's above 60%, it's a seller's market. And if it's anything in between, it is a balanced market. So right now we are sitting at 49.3, which would make it a balanced market. So if your house shows well and you price it right and you have good marketing done, it'll still sell. The homes are still selling, but they are not selling anywhere close to what they were selling for before. So that's something you have to keep in mind. And right now we are hovering very close to a buyer's market. I think probably in 2-3 months, this is probably going to be right on the 40% mark, if things keep going the way they have been going for the last 7 months. Also, back in 2022, it was a high, like strong sellers market. Like anything above 60 is sellers. This was at 77.5%. So a strong sellers market, half a month of inventory, guaranteed sale above asking price, and sell in about 8 days. And look at the changes that have happened since then. So this has happened in 1 year. So I will keep posting this kind of stuff, and hopefully it helps somebody. And if you guys need any help buying or selling, or if you just have any questions about the real estate market, you can call me or text me at this number, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.